Hi guys! So this time I decided to do a quick little core blaster. So if you're like me and you don't really have that much time, you kind of want to get in as much strength training as you can in that short amount of time, this flow is for you. We're going to work on the core. So just kind of general information about when we work on the core and really all of yoga. You're going to get the most out of it if you're fully engaged as we're going through the different asanas and exercises, meaning lifting through the pelvic floor, and then you'll want to think about pulling your belly button into your spine and then up and under your rib cage. So that's how our core can become fully engaged and we'll get the most out of our practice. So today we're going to start standing. So find yourself at the top of your mat. I'm going to come a little bit back from the top of my mat just because I want you to be able to see me, and I think it'll cut off my head if I go super close. So pretend like I'm at the top of my mat and you'll be at the top of yours. And let's just take a moment to kind of get set, maybe kind of rolling through the ankles, maybe even swing from side to side to kind of warm up the spine. You can roll through the head. These are just suggestions. You can do whatever you like to do to get yourself set for practice. I like to start with my eyes closed. Maybe you take some shoulder rolls up, inhale, and then exhale as you roll them back. Inhale to roll them up. And exhale to roll them back. I'll give you guys a few more breaths. So just kind of get all warmed up. Get all the pops out. Makes me want to do my fingers. And then we'll eventually find some stillness in our mountain pose. Our feet are together. We'll go ahead and close the eyes. Broaden through the chest. And we'll think about lifting energy up through the soles of our feet and allowing that energy to pass up through our pelvic floor and through our bellies and through our heart space, and lifting up through our throats. That's our energy line. And starting to find that ujjayi breath if it's in your practice. Or if it's not, just thinking about making our inhales and exhales strong and even. And once we feel connected to our breath, on an inhale, we'll blink the eyes open. Find a drishti, or a point to gaze in front of you. Lift through the pelvic floor, belly button pulls to spine, just like we talked about in the beginning. And then on an inhale, we'll circle sweep the arms up high. Exhale, draw the hands into the heart. Inhale, lift the heels, come onto the balls of the feet and find a balance. We're still lifting through the pelvic floor, engaging the core. Start to keep those heels lifted and start to bend through the knees. We're going to come all the way down and see if we can set our hips on our heels for a little ankle balance. Again, finding a steady point to gaze. Deep breaths. Allow those breaths to just quiet the mind. Fill those thoughts with oxygen. And watch as they just float away, just like a cloud. And keeping our balance as we exhale, let's draw the knees wide, kiss the heels together, and maybe even start to push the hips forward a little bit. Still in the balls of our feet. Our core is still engaged and our breath is still flowing. Exhale, draw the knees back together. And we'll rise the same way we came in. Try and keep the heels lifted the whole time. Squeezing the thighs in towards the midline. And exhale, set the heels down. Inhale, sweep the arms up high. Interlace the fingers once they get there. We'll go ahead and flip the grip so the palms are facing towards the ceiling or towards the sky if you're outside. On an inhale, send the hips forward a little and open the heart. Reach back for the back wall, taking a little back bend. And exhale, back to center. Inhale, reach over to the right. And exhale, come back to center. Inhale, reach over to the left. Take your entire inhale to really find as much extension as you can. And then an entire exhale to come back to center. Inhale to recover, release your grip. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lift up halfway. And exhale, fold. We'll heel toe the feet to about hip distance apart. And then draw the hands up to the thighs. We're gonna find some standard cat and cow. So on an inhale, go ahead and flatten out the back. Send the crown of the head and the hips up towards the sky. Exhale, find your cat. So all kinds of roundness. Tuck the chin into the chest, tailbone curls underneath you. Inhale takes you back to your cow. Exhale, find your cat. Keep flowing on your own breath. If your hamstrings are super lengthened and I'm kind of awake already, you can even bring the hands down to the shins to get a little more in the hamstrings. Inhale moves you through your cow. Exhale moves you to your cat. A couple more. Just warming up the spine. Next time you're in on an inhale at your cow, stay. Gaze down at the floor, so we're not looking forward. We want to keep our neck nice and neutral and in line. On an inhale, take the hands up by the ears. Keeping the belly button really pulled in. We're using all of our core muscles here. And on an exhale, bend the knees and reach behind you. Allow everything to just relax. And inhale, take it right back out. Find that cow. We're halfway extended. Our belly button's engaged. Exhale to release. Take it 3 more times. Inhale. Hold it in. Where's your breath? Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Use your exhale to fold back in. Last one. Inhale, find your extension. Exhale, this time fold down. We're gonna find a ragdoll. So grabbing opposite elbows. You can find stillness or you could sway from side to side. I love to grab my ankles for this one and then just use them to kind of create some movement and fluidity through the spine. Maybe even shaking out the head with some yeses and nos to ensure that our neck is just being nice and neutral. We're not supporting it in any way. We're allowing gravity to just really take over. Getting nice and released. And when you're ready, plant the palms to the ground and we're gonna step back to a high plank. Once you're there, remember that core is nice and engaged. You can start to rock back and forth. Or if you'd like a nice big challenge, you can go past the fingertips and hold. Pulling the belly button to spine. We're up on the toes and the back because we're so planked forward. And as you exhale, find your chaturanga. Arms come to a 90-degree bend. Inhale for up dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. And start to walk your dog, pedaling out your legs, bending one knee and then the other. Maybe even coming high on the toes and setting the heels back down. We're We're gonna bend the knees, send the gaze forward, and step or hop the feet to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, Utkatasana, chair pose. So like we're sitting back in a chair, our weight is in our heels. Flutter up the toes, see if you can lift them. With every inhale, we'll lift the heart and lift the crown a little taller to lengthen. And every exhale, we'll see if we can get a little lower in our squat. Inhale to lift and lengthen. Exhale to lower. On our next exhale, instead of lifting the toes, let's lift the hips. Send the arms behind you and pull the heart forward for our skier pose. Our gaze is off the tip of the nose, down at the ground. Hold here. Inhale, back to chair. Exhale, find your skier. Moving with your own breath, inhale, back to chair. Exhale, skier. Last one, inhale, chair. Get so low here. And we're going to a low Navasana or boat pose. So allow the hips to come to the mat. Lower back presses into the mat. We're in a low boat. I'm gonna turn sideways so you're not staring at my feet. So hold here, our bellies engaged. On an inhale, send the right leg high. We're gonna interlace our fingers behind that thigh, flip the grip, and on an inhale, reach up high and hold. You can flex the feet or point them, just engage them in some way. Our low back is pressing into the mat. Our breath is strong and flowing. Or hopefully yours is. I'm talking, so it's not quite as easy for my breath to be flowing. Inhale, lift a little higher. Exhale, you're gonna release the grip and then take a bind again, interlacing the fingers. You can even free up the pointer fingers just for fun. And then we'll find some pulses with straight arms, reach around to each side of that leg. And see how far you can reach up. How far can you get your fingers away from your shoulders? Exhale, we'll release our grip and we'll come right to high boat. So we're up on the hips. Our legs can be bent here, or you can extend them to straight. You can even support by putting your hands behind your quads. And finding your high boat your way. On an exhale, we're gonna twist to the right. So now your shoulders are lining up with the long edge of the mat. So keep that twist, and then as slowly and as controlled as you can, you're gonna find a low boat while you're in the twist. And then we're gonna go right back up. So as slow and controlled as you can, come right back up to that high boat. Exhale, find your neutral high boat, neutral Navasana. And you're gonna cross your legs. We'll take some seated and cat-cow just to recover. On an inhale, send the heart through, chin lifts. Exhale, find all your roundness, tug back against those knees. Inhale, back to your cow, just like we did in the beginning. But now we're seated. Exhale for cat. One more. Inhale for cat. And exhale for cat. Side two. We're gonna lift the legs, find your high boat. Exhale, find your low boat, pressing the low back into the mat, belly's engaged. This time, I'm gonna turn around so you can see, you can stay, or maybe you find some scissor kicks. So our shoulders are lifted from the mat in our low boat. On an inhale, lift the left leg high. And go ahead and interlace the fingers behind the left quad. Flip the grip, reach up high and hold. Again, we're pointing or flexing our feet, engaging them in some way. Inhale to reach a little higher. And exhale to release. Finding your next grip, so our interlacing our fingers, you can free up that pointer finger for fun, and then we'll find our pulses each side of the leg. Go as slow or as fast as you'd like. When you're ready, release the grip. Exhale, high boat, and hold. Again, option to support yourself with using your hands on the back of the thighs. We really want to make sure that our spine is nice and straight here. Our heart stays lifted. And exhale, I'm going to flip around so you can see. Find your twist to the left. So we're twisting at the core. Nice and slow and controlled. With the twist, find your low boat. And come right back up. Hopefully more gracefully than I did. Exhale, come back to your neutral boat. This time we're gonna cross at the ankles and you can step back into your high plank, or maybe you hop back into chaturanga. If you're in chaturanga, we'll all lift to high plank. Hold here. We're gonna go for a side plank. So when you're ready, rock over to the outside blade of the right foot, stack the left on top, and then reach up high with that left arm. Allow your gaze to be somewhere at the mat, or maybe it's up at the other hand. We're working to rainbow out that rib cage. So not keeping our spine straight for this one. We want to reach the rib cage up to the sky so we have an arc in our spine. Keep going. Exhale, find your plank. We're gonna lower all the way through our chaturanga. Inhale for up dog. Let's hold here just for a second. It feels so nice. You can even tuck up those toes underneath you and then lift the thighs for a floating goddess. And when you're ready, we'll come through our tabletop and we'll go ahead and step back for our high plank. We'll take our side plank left side. So when you're ready, rocking over to the left outer blade of the foot, stack right on top, and then reach up high with the right hand. Stacking shoulder on top of shoulder, thinking about height in the rib cage, making a beautiful little rainbow. Listening to the sound of your breath. And exhale back to your high plank. This time we're going to shift forward and lower all the way down to the mat, nice and slow. So once we're there, go ahead and bend the knees behind you and you can rest your chin on your hands. And we'll just take a windshield wiper from back and forth. Nice and easy, relaxed and playful. We're gonna do a little bit of counter work now with our back muscles, because when we work out our core, we really like to work out those opposing muscles as well. So when you feel ready, we'll go ahead and lower everything to the mat. Reach the hands out in front of you. On an inhale, keep the legs and everything planted. We're gonna lift up through the chest and hold. Our breath is flowing. See if you can reach a little higher. And exhale to lower. This time we're gonna take the opposite. Our chest will stay on the floor. So you can maybe even press one cheek into the mat, or you can stay neutral and make it your forehead or your chin. And on an inhale, let's go ahead actually and move the hands back so our palms can face down and they're just right beside our hips. And when you're ready, on an inhale, we're gonna lift both legs. Squeezing those glutes and firm up the thighs. See how high you can get. And then maybe you start to find some pulses. Little flutter kicks. Squeeze the core in tight. Squeeze the glutes even tighter. Exhale to lower. We'll send the hands back out in front of us And this time we're gonna include it all. So we're gonna, on an inhale, lift both the chest and the legs. So when you're ready, inhale and lift. And see how high you can get them. You can stay right there, or maybe you find those pulses again with the arms and the legs. Exhale to lower. We'll find Sphinx pose. So coming on top of our forearms, press the fingers into the mat. We want to make sure that we're really pressing our hips into the mat. Squeeze the belly button to the spine and gaze off the tip of the nose. Our shoulders are tracking right underneath our, our elbows are tracking right underneath our shoulders is what I meant to say. So now our head is nice and neutral. And let's do a little bit of neck stretching, because sometimes our necks can get all jammed up when we're doing all of those core movements. So when you're ready, on an exhale, take right ear, right shoulder. Maybe you just hold there, or maybe you kind of find some rocking from side to side, finding any spots that might feel tight and holding there for a while, sending some breath to those areas. Inhale, back to neutral. Exhale, left ear meets left shoulder, making sure we're really pressing up off of those forearms and off of the fingertips. We don't want to dump down in the shoulders. We're very lifted and our core is still very engaged. Finding those rocks on the left side if it feels nice. And inhale, back to neutral. Exhale to lower down. Plug the hands right under the shoulders and send the hips wide. Find a child's pose. Forehead comes to the mat. Take the biggest breaths that you've taken all of this practice right here. Hear it reverberating off of your mat. That beautiful sound of life. So when you're ready, we'll take one last vinyasa before we close our little practice. So shift forward and find your high plank. Knees up, or you can lower them. Lower through your chaturanga. Inhale for up dog or cobra. And exhale, downward facing dog. We're gonna come to a seat so you can bend the knees and get some lift and hop down. And then flip around. Your head will be at the top of your mat, your feet at the bottom. I'll face sideways just so you can hear me. And we're finding our Shavasana pose. So we're just lying flat on our backs. Our palms are facing up. Our chest is open. And let's find a little pranayama or breathing to help slow down our heart rates and prepare for the most important yoga asana, which is the Shavasana. So please don't skip this part. It's so crucial for all the yoga that is happening. So we're gonna take 3 controlled breaths. We'll do a 5-second inhale and a 7-second exhale. So that lengthened exhale is gonna slow us down. It's gonna feel so nice. So go ahead, and I'm gonna sit up as I lead you through it just so you can hear me better. Go ahead and release any air that you have in your lungs, and we'll start together. So begin your inhale for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale for 7, 6, 5. Out the mouth, sigh it out. 3, 2, 1. Inhale for 5, 4, 3, Fill up completely. 2, top capacity. 1, exhale out the mouth, side out for 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last time, inhale for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, let it go. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Allow your whole body to relax. Allow your mind to relax. It's not time to figure anything out. In Shavasana, mental puzzles never really amount to anything. You want to forget about thinking and just feel. How do you feel? What sensations do you feel? What emotions do you feel? And that's where I'll leave you.